is only war.
What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. We are doing the World's Death Guard videos for you, 1 through 8. I think I'm going to split them up day 1, day 2, day 3. So whatever video you guys are clicking on, this is one of those days. We're going to be going over, wow, I haven't even drank a beer yet. We're going to be going over picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good, what we could have worked on. Same with our opponents, what we should have been like kind of playing towards to show off how we finished up 6-2 at Worlds. Super fun. Every opponent was amazing this year. Every country we played, super friendly, great games. So I can't wait to go over each game with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, appreciate clicking on the video. We did hit #1 Death Guard player in the world this year, which was our goal. So if you guys want to support the channel, want some coaching from the Dirtbags, or get that coach in your corner to ask any questions, go over list ideas, reviews, head over to the Patreon page. All these videos go ahead on patreon.com, so you guys get to watch it first over there, and you get your own Patreon link in Discord, which nobody else can access but the Patreons, and we're there 99% of the time chatting rather than all the other Discords unless we get summoned by one of our dirtbags. But yeah, guys, appreciate clicking on the video. Stay tuned for our sponsors, and at the very end of the video, if you guys don't have lasers yet, pick them up at Rexar Lasers, the green widgets and lasers and all that stuff there. But let's get into the video of whichever day you guys are clicking on. Like I said, I'm super psyched to go over every single day of Worlds. 4-day event, 8 games, insane. Let's get into it. All right, gents, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, go over some coaching options. Wait towards the end of the video. We'll go over all of this merch and the Patreon. But guys, I appreciate it, and let's go Dirtbag Nation. All right, guys. So, day 3. Day 3. So, day 3 was like when you guys define a counter, this is the definition of a counter. So, not to spoil the video, but this detachment I didn't know existed, and when we played against it, I can see why it does really well into deep striking armies like ours. So this was a dude, young kid. He was 20 years old, playing a detachment for a GSC. So the GSC detachment is the one where you can bring guard, and it still works where you can bring back the GSC models. So it's like up to 10 points or something. Each unit's worth a specific amount of points, and then when they die, you can spend those points once. You know, let's say a bike is worth 2 points. You can basically bring the bike back 5 times, essentially. And there's a strat where you can bring back a unit of guard as well. So he's got a 10-man pony unit, which I think he spends the CP to bring those guys back specifically. But he's got a 5-man unit of ponies, a 10-man unit of ponies, which have the Melta lances on them, which are just insane. He's got a couple units of the deep striking guards with the plasmas, Meltas, grenades, and then he's got some of the guys that do grenades. So they have like a free grenade strat that they could do, which are clutch. So a bunch of just small infantry, a lot of good guns. He's got this dude which has the infiltrate, lone up, stealth, but he's got the grenade once per game, where if you end within 9 inches, he can proc it, which is D3+3 mortals for free. That's fucking cool. And then what else does he have? He's got a bunch of trucks. So he's got 1, 2, 3 of the guard trucks that can advance and they can get out and still shoot. He's got 2 of the 18-inch 2 damage flamers, which Jack uses these guys, and I fucking love them. They're so good. They can shoot on death. So if you go to shoot them, he can then shoot them on death, which is like a D6 AP1 ignore cover 2 damage flamer. Like insane. 18 inches. Fucking nuts. So 2 of those. We got the Ridge Runners, 2 last cannon ones. He's got the one that shoots indirect, which if he hits you, it's ignores your cover and +1 AP for everything else that shoots you, which is, I think, is just busted. Honestly, these things could be so many more points than they are. He's got one of the trucks, the grinder, rock grinder ones. So he's got the rock grinder truck right there, and then there's a bunch of like small flamer Gene Stealer dudes that just come back. You know the bikes with the one quad guy that can come back. And let's see if we missed anything. So the deployment we are playing, if you guys can see to the right here, Death Guard goes first, but we are playing Hidden Supplies. So of course we play GSC on the 4 fucking mission layout. If you control 1 in No Man's Land, it's 5. If you control it's 2, it's 10. If you control more than your opponent in No Man's Land, it is 15. But the ones in your deployment zone count for controlling more. So for example, if I control these 2 objectives and my home field, and he controls these 2 but not his home field, you would get hold more. So that's kind of one way to look at it, is like, all right, can I still hold my home field or steal his home field and try and get a hold more for primary? So for our deployment, we actually started Roddy on the board. Layout 3, this was the layout. It is layout 3. So layout 3 is kind of like a little bit open in the center. Not a little bit, it's like pretty fucking open right in the center. Who's the final mission? Oh, so this is the layout that everybody's been bitching about, and I just don't like. This layout is fine going this way, diagonal, but we played the last game on Dawn of War, which is literally this way. So wait till that fucking game. That's the next game coming up today. But so this is our deployment. Really good player, by the way. I think he's from Florida. But young kid, had a Vietnam jersey on. I forget the story about that. I think he played on a team where the Vietnam gave him the jerseys, which is cool. So he had a Vietnam jersey on. I thought he was from Vietnam, and he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm from Florida." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So this is deployment. He's got the rock grinder surrounded by a unit of the ponies, a unit of the bikes, and he's got the flamer guys. He dropped these guys last, which is smart. So I put these guys down because I wanted to try and stop the scout. He's got scout, scout, fucking scout everywhere. Infiltrate dude right there, infiltrate dude right there. The 1 guard unit back here, which has the free grenade. The indirect guy back here. The other flamer unit can get in these trucks, which I was surprised. It's like, that's cool. Advance, get out and still shoot. All right, but why you started these guys here? Okay, I put my boxes down here, which I said in my head, I was like, why am I deploying these guys so far forward when they're just going to die? And in this attachment, they don't sticky, and I really need them for like turn 1 actions or secondaries and stuff like that. So honestly, I should have just let him scout and probably started him back here in the little ruin, or like defensively right here behind this little wall. So I should have started him there. I should have started him here. Like I should have started him just not where they are, because they didn't really do anything for me. Like they stopped the scout, cool, but we went first anyway, so he probably would have scouted back. So this is just a really bad placement on my part. Like I need these guys. I don't have 3 units. I have 1 unit. So I need these guys to do something for me throughout the game. And if they die turn 1, it's like they shouldn't even been on the board. So that was a mistake by me. After I deployed them, he then dropped these guys, and I was like, all right, well those guys are dead because I can't shoot him. If I shoot him, he can shoot on death and just murder them. And if I move, he's just gonna Overwatch and then murder them anyway. So that was a pro play right there, dropping these guys 18 inches away from these guys. But you can see Nurgling's always on the line. I put this guy out forward so they can scout forward or scout backwards. I put, I think this is after the scout, but this thing started back here because there's really not a lot of cover. These guys could move up here, but he can't get line of sight to it turn 1. He can't advance these guys. And then I had the flamer drone here, the other heavy blight launcher guy over here. We have Rodriguez on the table. He can move up 7 inches, kind of get to the center over here. Rhino back here. Plague Bear's back here. I had the Beast of Nurgle right here that can scout up and get on the point. He's basically just going to camp there the rest of the game. And everything else, same thing in reserves. For him, he's got 10-man ponies in reserves. 2 of the drop 5-man guys in reserves coming down. And I believe that's it for him. Oh, and he's got a 20-man unit of gun guys. So this is the Gene Staler unit, the 20-man that has all the guns and the 1 character that actually is pretty good shooting. So he's got that 20-man unit as well, which you can spend points to bring them back. So it's just, it's such a good list against my list. So, and this mission. He has the strat, guys, that if you come down via reserves, deep strike, and get placed on the table within 12 of an infantry unit or bikes or infantry, mounted or infantry, you get to move flat 6 inches. So anything on the table right now, besides the vehicles, can screen out or move a flat 6 inches if I come in via deep strike. And all my guys can come in within 6 in this list. So it kind of is a huge counter to our Death Guard / Taliban list. All right, so that's deployment. We went first. We get secure no man's land and no prisoners. So secure no man's land is going to be pretty easy for turn 1. We secure that one with the beast. We secure this one with the poxwalkers. But yeah, we move up our spawn. So scout move up here in case he gets a tempting target. I want to be able to get that target. So they start here, scooch up, and I can go this way for tempting target, or I can like go this way in case I want to tag them up, which I do. So big brain fart coming up, so stay tuned for that. But look, I make the charge with the these guys, the nerflings. So they charge the bikes here, and when they charge in, I leave them kind of over here, and then he counter charges. So he spends 1 CP to counter charge. So the ponies are able to get in, and he's going to try and kill these guys with the ponies, and then have some room to move out that way. I did take the -1 to hit aura in this game, so he's basically -2 essentially with these guys. So -1 to hit, and then -1 in combat to hit. So if he has any +1s to hit, it's still going to be at a -1. So you can only ever go +1 or -1. So if you guys ever, this was in the last video, somebody commented, if you ever hear me say -2, it essentially means I have a -2 debuff, and if you have any +1s, it's still going to be a -1 to hit from you. For example, if you have a 2 up to hit, or let's say a 3 up to hit, I can take you to essentially a 4 up to hit because I have a -1, and then if you have a +1 to hit, you go back to a 3, but I have another -1 to hit because of the Nurglings in melee, so you go back to a 4. That's what I mean. So -2, he has +1, it's still -1. That's what I mean anytime I say -2 to hit. There's a lot of comments on that, and that's kind of what I mean by it. So I just want to say that, and there'll still be comments probably, but Nurglings there. They charge in, I tie up the bikes, this thing, and then I charge my these guys into the bikes as well. Now this is what I forgot. Now we have a strat which doesn't really come up, but for leadership 7 it could have came up. He falls back, desperate escapes his ponies, and he rolled so bad. Fucking 4 of them died on the desperate escape. So he rolled like 4 1s and 2s, so they all die and 1 lives. But this is what he's trying to do, is just push out for turn 2. Since I had turn 1, my guys are coming in turn 2, he's just pushing out the screens. So what I forgot was the 1 CP strat where he has to do a leadership test, and if he fails, he can't fall back. So I would have done that on my Nurglings, and in that situation, he would have had to roll a 7 on the ponies and a 7 on the bikes in order to fall back. Now, if you would have rolled a 7 for the bikes or the ponies, cool, ponies move out, still 4 die. But if you would have rolled a 8 or something, or I'm sorry, a 6 on his bikes would have been stuck there with my spawn and my Nurglings. So all of his guns wouldn't have been able to shoot my units, and they still would have been alive. He would have had to get guys out of the vehicle, charge, like a lot of extra stuff, which he still probably wouldn't have killed them. He would have had a lot of extra stuff to have to go into me in melee to kill these guys, to clear them. And if they would have lived, I would have had screens in his backfield to basically just like move up and like, you know, kill or charge down with my death shroud and get into his backfield on turn 2. But I forgot the fucking strat. I didn't have him roll it because we were already way past that point. Like, he moved up, failed all that, moved up, failed 3 of these guys, desperate escape. So a bunch of dudes died. Like, he just rolled desperate escape like shit. A bunch of guys died. But I forgot the strat, so that was on my fault. So that sucked. That was fucking huge. If I would have remembered that, it just would have been like, here, roll 2 7s, or else like all my units are gonna be fine. So he does move up this vehicle. He advances it, rolls a 6, fucking gets all the way down yonder, gets these guys out on the objective, steals my objective, and just unloads everything into this vehicle. He takes them down to 1. So my heavy blade launcher gets down to 1 wound with this combo. But my spawn is fine, the Beast of Nurgle. Beast of Nurgle's kind of just chilling on the point. He's OBSEC 3, but he's got like 6 OBSEC on this point right now. So he steals that turn 1. The pony steals this, because I do shoot the flamers with this drone right here. Drone shoots down yonder, shoots the flamers. Flamers then shoot my poxes, kills all but 3. So there's 1 pox, or 2 pox on the, maybe 1 pox on the thing here. So he steals that. And then obviously there's nothing on here, so he steals that, and he has that. So basically, he has all of the objectives in No Man's Land going turn 2 in this mission, fucking hard to counter, and he's playing GSC. So this was bad. This was bad. And this was bad. So again, I think the deployment, which was really, really bad, was this. They shouldn't have been there. And then me remembering the one strat, which is so good. I mean, it's the first game of the day, so kind of tired. But remembering that strat is huge. So that was my 2 mistakes so far of the game. Flamer Jones stayed there. These guys made that sticky, moved up. Reiner didn't move because he's got so much last cannons just kind of looking at me. He does line up the last cannons this way to shoot the drone. Also takes his drone down to 1. So I have both of my heavy blade launcher drones, which should have died on turn 1, are now sitting there on 1 wound. Not good, but good. So just clutch, I guess, a little bit. So I have some chances of getting some shots off with them on my next turn 2. What else? These guys stay in the truck up there. These guys stay in the truck there. Like I said, he doesn't have to get out because he could just shoot me now. So he shoots everybody. I think, yeah, he clears everything. So he clears the Nurglings, clears the spawn, everything. So what I do on turn 2 is I don't have a good spot for my Death Shroud. Like my Death Shroud literally can't land anywhere because he has the pony there and he's got the dude there. Now again, if my Death Shroud come down within 12, he could just reactive move 6 inches away. So for example, if I come down, let's go back to the other screen. If I come down 6 inches away, like here, he could just reactive move back into the truck. If I come down here, he can reactive move one of these 2 guys 6 inches back or 6 inches forward to make the next squad even harder to come down. I don't have anybody in contagion over here, so I can't really put any of this stuff in contagion, so I can't come down over here. So it's not good. Anytime you can screen like this on turn 1, I went first. Like my turn 1, there's nothing for me to kill. So after your turn 1, you just kind of run forward, and then my turn 2, there's nothing for me to do. So it was just going bad already after turn 1. So we commit Roddy. Roddy moves up 7. He doesn't react to move because you can't. It's only on the deep strikes. He rapids this entire 20-man brick onto the point over here. So even if I wanted to try and move up, shoot this thing off the point, charge this point, and steal this point. He's 2 OPSEC, so he's able to kind of like still hold this point down. And then I can't do anything about this lone op guy just camping the point. Nurglings come down here to try and screen out a little bit. The one heavy blight launcher drone moves back behind cover over this way to get line of sight onto this vehicle. The other guy doesn't move because I don't want him to overwatch me, so he just stays there and shoots the vehicle as well. I move up the flamer drone this way to try and clear this unit. I kill all but like 3 guys because having a 3-up save would take cover and just not a ton of stuff going into them. I actually had the flamer go into him as well. So 2 flamer shots going into them. 2 flamer shots, flamer drone. This thing shot the vehicle, and then the beast charged, he charged. So everything charged, and there's still 3 guys that live. So those 3 guys pass battle shock. He might have auto passed, I'm not sure, but he holds it, holds that, and then holds this. So he holds 1, 2, 3. I only hold 1, 2, and then I think he auto passes this, so he gets 15 on turn 2. So his top of 2 or bottom of 2, he gets 15 on primary. We had 0 on primary. Not looking good, guys. This is just not a good matchup at all. So Plague Marines got out on the point just to kind of put a little bit more primary on this point. The 2 Plague Casters are still inside here, and Roddy is kind of in the center now. So my idea is like, all right, if I can rapid and potentially get a charge off on next turn, because you have to rapid with this army, because if you rapid, then you can move up and charge, and he can't flat 6 away. But if you deep strike 6 inches away, he could just flat 6 inches away. And I can't get to his vehicles because he's playing them smart, like all the way in the back, and they shoot 48 inches. So again, all bad stuff going into it. Let's go into his turn 2. He rapids on his big 10-man brick of ponies up at the top here. I move up the flamer drone over here. He's got a 5-man melee unit that came down deep strike over here. I move up my plague marines. They move up and they make that charge on this vehicle. They don't do anything. They don't do like enough to the vehicle really at all to threaten it. Rodicus does die to the entire like 20-man brick over here. These guys moved up, threw a grenade. these guys moved up. The guys inside got out, shot Roddy. These guys came back on from him spending his points. So I killed them last turn with Rodigus, and then he spent the points. They came back on. So they were able to come into this blip over here. They got some shots off on Roddy. The last cans got shots off on Roddy. These last cans got shots off on Roddy, and Roddy dies. So that wasn't good. I did rapid these guys. I think I rapided... Yeah, I rapided these guys down here. Or did they... I think I rapided these guys. One of these two rapided. No, I don't think I rapided them. Honestly, I don't remember who rapided. I couldn't get the Death Shroud anywhere. There's really no good target. Like, the Death Shroud really want to get into this, like, chunk right here. So Death Shroud, like, if they rapid here, I get shot by 1, 2, 3, 4 flamers, 5. It's open top as well, which is dumb. 5 guys, so I can't rapid. He still has 2 guys alive over here, so it screens out all of this. These guys are so everything's basically screened out. The only spot to rapid is like behind this building, and that's it. Like, there's no other spots to rapid with this matchup. So it's not good. So I deep strike these guys outside 9 inches, or outside 6 inches over here. Where did they come down? So I think they came down over here. All right, so I think these guys just came down via deep strike. When they came down, they got in range of these guys, and I had, what was it? It was Call the Horde. So we had the 20-man brick on this point with the character. I had to kill all the units plus the character, and I killed the whole unit, but the character lived on like 2 wounds or something. And then he spent the points to bring that 20-man unit back into reserves as well. So we did Flamer. We brought these guys down within 12 of the Lord of Virulence. That was really the only thing that I had in reserves because Rodigus was already on the table. But they now have like a 5-inch charge, and I can either charge into these guys or charge into this vehicle. I think they failed it. Yeah, and when they failed it, they just got blown up next turn. So over here, we finally killed with the Plaguecaster. So the Plaguecaster hopped out on the other side of the wall, flamered. There's one guy alive right here on the other side of the wall, so this guy charges in as well. Like these 2 guys living blocked out this entire board section of deep strikes. The one drone that has 1 wound left is still alive. The flamer drone moved up, and I want to get some line of sight shots off on these guys. These guys still in combat, they charged in. These guys failed their 5-inch charge over here. Nurglings charged the guys that got out of the vehicle over here. These guys scooted up, these guys scooted up. This guy is just camping that objective the entire game, so this guy made up so many points. The other dude, I think, died from this thing. So he's able to move up, shoot, charge it, killed it. And that was my turn 3. His turn 3, basically just scooches everybody up. These guys came back down on his turn, shot the rest of these guys, the plague bears that were on the point. I rapided my 6-man Nurgle unit in when the Lord of Virulence was still alive. That one was from the Lord of Virulence. There was only one guy left. He murdered the entire unit because they couldn't do anything. They failed their charge onto this vehicle, so they failed a 6-inch charge into this guy because it was right here. So they came down, failed the charge. He then moved up onto my home field objective. He's OBSEC 2, I'm OBSEC 2, so I held the point still, luckily, because it was sticky. These guys are spread out this way. He's basically trying to like wrap me up and steal all of my primary now, which he's doing a really good job at it. I had this point up here with the Beast of Nurgle still alive, the Plaguecaster still alive. This thing is still alive with 1 point, 1 wound left. These guys, the one Flamer drone died to the ponies, and then I was able to shoot everything into the ponies and kill them. These guys were the ones that were in deep strike, and they came down via deep strike to get some line of sights onto the Beast of Nurgle right here. These guys haven't really moved because the Plague Marines were in combat. The Rhino moves up, the bikes move up, these guys move up. So everything's kind of like just crushing in right now. I don't have a lot left on the board. There's nothing to threaten his backfield at all. and this is kind of like the end board state. After this, like we looked at the score, and there's nothing that I could do to catch back up. So the final score is 82 to 68. You guys can see I had 0 primary on turn 2 because he blocked me with just everything. The one truck that was able to advance like 18 inches, and then guys can get out 3. Like you can't stop that. Like it's insane. And then when I shot the flamers dead, he killed my poxwalkers, which was the screen to that truck. And since the poxwalkers died, he was able to just move right through. So again, the poxwalkers being there shouldn't have been there. And yeah, that was probably the biggest mistake. And then remembering the fallback strat on the Nurglings on turn 1 definitely would have changed the game as well. But can't change pass. We had 0 primary, 5, and then 10-10 on the last 2 turns. We had 33 out of 40, so not bad for the secondaries. We had a 7 turn 1, 10-10, 4 on turn 2 because we got Call the Horde finally after that one guy died, the character. But recover assets was 0, and then establish locus was 0 because they didn't have enough models on the table to do it. And then on turn 3, we got cleanse once and couldn't get assassinate or bring it down. For him, he gets fucking 15. I helped him do a 5 on turn 3 after like we figured out what the hell was going on. 10, and then obviously on turn 5, going second with his mission, you're almost automatically going to get a 15. So 15, 45 out of 50. We had 25 out of 50. So it was 20 points right there. That was it. That was kind of like the swing was the primary. And then he only had 27 out of 40 for secondaries. So like I said, closer game than I thought it was going to be, but I just couldn't come within 6 of anybody to do anything. Where did my Death Shroud come down? That is the question. All right, so I think the Death Shroud rapided behind this wall, again, because there really was no spots to do anything. He did have the rock mower here the turn before, the big rock grinder thing. It was here. So when these guys rapided 9 inches away over here, I couldn't get shot by anything, so they were safe. So then they move up, charge, kill it, pile in, and then they're there. So now again, I have the Death Shroud there. I only killed the rock grinder. That was it all game. And then he shoots everything into them and kills them. So takes me down to 3 wounds on the character. He doesn't get back up because that's how this game is going. And that's what the Death Shroud did. So I forgot what they did, but wasn't really anything. When the Death Shroud don't do anything for you, it's not a good game. The only other game I lost was against the World Eater player, and they came down and killed a Master of Execution. That was it. That was all the points they got. This game they came down, they had a rapid, move up, charge a rock grinder, and then kill it, and that's it. So that's the only points I traded for in this game, and then they just got blown off the table. So again, lesson learned. If you have a plan for your Poxwalkers, don't change the plan. And then remember your strats on the list that you made based off of the strats. So that was the biggest takeaways from this game. This was a really good counter to what we were playing because we can't deep strike within 6. Even if I were to get them in contagion and then come down within 6, he just spends a CP and moves flat 6 away. It was just a really hard list to go into, especially with this mission. But again, really good player. The dude played it perfectly, like knew exactly how to beat Death Guard. Is just kind of like throw your guys forward, especially your cheap guys that can just get rezzed back. So threw the ponies forward, didn't even care about it. He's like, fuck it, Desperate Escape, go forward. Fuck it, Desperate Escape, go forward. Did exactly what he needed to do. Screened out. If I can draw, let me see if I could draw for you guys. Edit. There is a draw, there we go, feature. So markup. Basically, he had 9 inches, so that's like to here. And then he had these guys as well, so that's to here. All right, so he had, right, that. So he had this. He had that screened out. So again, if you know how to play into Death Guard, you're fine. Everybody knows how to play into Death Guard now. There's like no hidden tricks, nothing crazy. So he knew what to do. That's what he did, and that's why my turn 2 I can't do anything for points values. Like, yeah, I can bring my Death Shroud down and kill this one pony or these 2 trucks, which then he could just bring back. I can come down and kill this one guy over here. But again, I can't even come down because if I get him in a contagion, he just fucking moves 6 inches away. So literally nothing I can do. So I tried my hardest, couldn't do it. But yeah, that was, again, a great game. Let's get into our final game of the day. This is into one of my favorite players throughout the entire tournament. Jeff, I think his name was, from Spain. So he is running the new Drukhari. The detachment, I'm not exact. It wasn't the witches detachment. I'm trying to remember some of the strats. But you can see this deployment. This deployment is fucking terrible. So let's go to the list. So he's bringing 2 of these guys. They help. If I say anything wrong, if you guys know the channel long enough, I don't know names. I just know kind of a little bit about what they do. And then once you play them, you kind of know what they do for, moving forward. And if you're terrible names like me, you don't have to be good at the game with names. You have to be good at the game. So if you're good at the game, know the core rules, and know how to play your army, you'll win tournaments. If you memorize all the names and stuff, but not good at the game, you're not going to win that tournament. So I master the skills of the armies and the core rules. That's what I teach, instead of trying to memorize every single fucking unit and stuff like that. So what do we have? We have this chick, which I didn't know she had Vect, but she's insane. She almost won in the game at the end on turn 5. So let me get the new score up. All right, cool. So we got scores over there. You can see, as I'm going through, you can kind of see the missions that we're doing. Let's go back there. So she's got Vect, really good. She's with a unit of witches, I believe. There's Incubi, the Incubi character with the 2 swords, witches with the witch character. She's insane. And he's got, oh, that's what it is. So it's the one detachment with the solitaire. So it's the mix of Drukhari and Harlequins. That's the detachment that he's running. And once this thing kills a unit, then it buffs the Drukhari army. So I think that's how that works. And then he's got this big ass 10-man of the Green Goblin guys, and then he's got 3-man unit of bikes, 2 3-man unit of bikes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And he also has the transport for the witches. He's got the uppy downy, or the move shoot move reaper dark lances. So he's 3x5, 3 3 3. He's got a redeploy as well. So he kept reminding me, like, hey, even though they're here, they're not going to be there after the redeploy. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. This is the board, guys. He's got a unit of the mandrakes as well. They're infiltrate that they can then redeploy. So that's really good combo. He's got 2x2 of these monstrous dudes. So the melee and then the meltas up top, some flamers. And I think that is it. Yeah, so he's got one of the transport vehicles there, the solitaire there, the other transport, so 2 of the transports with the witches inside. And then these guys redeploy. They have uppy downy. They redeploy back there. But yeah, look at this layout. Everybody's just been complaining. When you're going into Worlds, guys, you want to have like a fair balanced game and kind of run like popular, but you can run crazy deployments because you want to be special at Worlds. But when you run something that's just so asinine and not fun on both sides to deploy and turn 1 and turn 2 and just have no line of sight blocking for anything, it's just not a fun time. Like, nobody liked day 3 layout. Day 1 going diagonal, fine. Like, you have places to hide behind this ruin, and then somewhat of like this ruin. But when you're playing fucking Dawn of War, going straight across this way, you can't even see how bad this is because of the clear plexiglass, but it is bad. Like, you have a straight up line going all the way down this way, all the way down this way, all the way down this way, all the way down this way. And then, like, it's oh God, I have to edit for you guys again. So you have, here's the thing, right? I'm just going to draw it out for you guys so you guys can see. This is fun. All right, so there's the terrain, and there's like a little rectangle right here, and then there's this rectangle right here, and then that right there. Okay, so there's the terrain. You have, let's change color. Markup red. You have that, 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 that. Where did I miss that? That. Basically this. Like you have fucking you have everywhere. Like there's literally nowhere to hide besides, let's change the color. Besides here. Uh Here and here. Right? He scouts, so he scouts forward. These guys can scout, scout, or scout. But that's the only places you have to hide. That's it. That's that what? Like how's that fun? Like that's not fun. And he's got fucking heat lances or dark lances that just murder anything that's set up. So yeah, that was fun. All right, so back to the game. Yeah, so we are playing supply drop. So supply drop is you pick. Oh, and it's supply drop. All right, so basically you pick one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that means one of these two go away. So this one goes away first. This one goes away second. So 1, 2, 3. This one goes away. 4, 5, 6. That one goes away. Rolled it. This one goes away first. That one goes away second. This one stays in the center for the whole game. So he ends up. Drukhari is going first. So Drukhari, Spain, is going first. We scout backwards, I believe. So this guy scouts backward. The Beast and Nurgle scouts forward. So I'm basically behind the cover right here. So he's like kind of safe behind the cover. He only has like angles like this way, and that's about it. So what he does is redeploys everything. His bikes are right here. Everything else is kind of like super fast, super speedy. He gets sabotage and secure no man's land. So he's got a control 2 and then sabo. So we start our dudes all the way up here so that way they can move up and try and charge. Again, he had guys here, but then redeployed them. Now they're not there anymore. So that was cool. And then the bikes move up. So this is where the bikes moved up from back there all the way to right about here. So there's 3 bikes that moved up, and they can move, shoot, and then charge. So he moves up, shoots a Melta into the face of my Beast and Nurgle, and just fucking takes him off the table turn 1. I'm like, yep, that's how the game's gonna go. So that was cool fucking starting. 1 Melta to the face, dead. I took the -1 to hit aura into this because he's got a lot of invuln. Not really worried about that too much. Like if I get into combat or shoot them, they're gonna die. So I picked the -1 hit to try and survive a little bit longer. So when he got into range over here, I just allowed him to back up because he didn't have to be within. It might have been 6. So I think he needed a 5 or something to hit, and he hits, and then needs a 4 or something to wounds. I don't roll my 5 up, rolls enough, it's d6 plus 2, rolls enough damage, and then fucking murders him. So all the dice, that 1 dice roll just went well with him. Boom, 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 killed my spawn dies, charges my poxes, doesn't kill the poxes, leaves 2 poxes alive, and then they're right there. So that's what happened over there. This guy runs up to the point. These guys stay back there, they stay back there. This thing stays out of line of sight of all my heavy blight launchers. The Vec chick is inside there with the witches. Solitaire moves up there. These guys get behind cover over here. The witches move up onto the point to do. What did they do? They did secure no man's land and sabotage. So they just secured. Sabo could have been anybody, probably these guys. These guys move up and shoot and charge the Nurglings. The witches with the character get out and charge the Nurglings as well. The Nurglings live. So when the Nurglings lived, and I think I passed or failed. I forget what happened with the Nurglings, but they live. So now the chick is out in the open, tied up in combat with my Nurglings. So what we did was we actually had room for the plague bearers to move up, and since she like charged so far forward and couldn't pile backwards because these two guys were still alive, I can now try and make that charge because you can't, no reactive move, nothing like that. So I move up my plague bearers, and then I have like a 9 or 8 inch charge into the character. So when I charge in, I know he has fight first, but my goal is to just kind of like tank it and then try and kill all the witches with the character back. And I wanted to tie this up. So I had such a good combo right here. Was I moved up, charged, and then when I charged, I rolled high enough that like the guys could charge this way, right? And then they're kind of slingshotting back here. So how the charge works is if you move your plague bearers, which were right here, so they move up this way, these guys move up this way. This guy who's all the way out here, when they make the charge this way, I have to end closer to the charge target if I can't get base to base. And this guy being all the way out here probably can't get base to base anyway. So when I make that charge, I measure the distance to the character right there, which is probably like a 10. So as long as I end 10 or less inches to the unit, and if I couldn't have gotten base to base, that is a legal charge. So how this charge worked was I moved up, charged, and when I ended my charge, I ended here, right? Which now is closer to the character and the unit. And then when I pile in, make the attacks, and then I consolidate. So when I consolidate is the final move. You have to pile and consolidate towards a close enemy unit, which is now these guys. I piled in, consolidate, tagged this jump heavy gun unit and the vehicle. So we tagged 2 units with the plague bearers on turn 2, on turn 1, which was huge because that stopped him from pushing the left side of the table and just nuking my tanks going this way again because no cover whatsoever. So you already tanked my right side. My right side just null and void right now, but this is the first one to go away. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try and like focus more on the left side and the center to try and win this game rather than trying to spread out my forces to try and go after this one right here. So I think I'm gonna give them like the points over there and try and keep the points on the left side of the table. So that's my mindset. Spawn move up. They tie this point in the center so he can't get primary this turn on that. I have the primary over here, so all he has is this one for primary. So he gets 5 for primary on turn 2. Usually you don't get any on primary with this mission because it's really hard to control primary on this mission, and it's really easy to stop primary on this mission. So, yeah, that was kind of my turn 1, essentially. Nothing great. We're basically waiting for turn 2. Turn 2 is going to be the go turn. So his turn 2. This guy, oh my god. So we were laughing so hard. Just because this one dude who has like what flamers, like melts. I don't know what he has. I think he's got flamers. So he's got flamers, some shots, and then he's got melee. But the -1 to hit helps so much. Not against the flamers, but against the -1 to hit helps out so much. He shoots and charges my 2 poxwalkers on this side of the table, and one of them lives. How? I don't know. It was just such bad dice rolls, and maybe some 5-0 feeling of pains did it for that over there, which was just fucking hilarious. Like we were both just dying how much of a swing that was. So he's alive, so that could push contagion a little bit on this side if I need it. End up not needing it. Didn't really matter if he died. He died. That didn't matter. It was just him living was fucking so fun to watch. So that was his over here. It was kind of like moved up, shot. He had the point, so shot, tried and kill it, charged on the point, doesn't do anything. These guys get out of the vehicle over here. Vehicle stays back there. I think he's got like a get back into the vehicle at the end of the fight phase. So he basically brings them out, kills something, gets back in the end of the fight phase. So that thing is really powerful. You want to try and kill the transports if you can. I don't have anything on the right side of the table anymore, so I can't do it. These guys came from behind the wall over here, moved up, charges my spawn, kills the spawn. The witches move up, charge the rhino down here. So I have the plague caster and the rhino behind this little wall. They're there so that way they can move up and threaten the center. But I think I just keep them in the rhino and just flamer the witches and just take them off the table, get them out of the way. The heavy blight launcher is back here chilling, waiting for turn 2. These guys rapided down here, and I think, or they might have came down. Shit, did they rapid for these guys? Yeah, I think they rapided here because he brought his one character from back here out here, and he's there. So I want to try and save rapid and then save that Overwatch to threaten these guys. So he rapids here, and then wants to Overwatch this way. So I think that's why those guys came down. Or it might have just been a 9-inch charge, I forget. All right, but a lot happened this turn. So he fails the charge over here. So this guy failing the charge to get into my Plague Bearers because he has to roll a 7. For him to land his base is too big to land there in that little gap. So he can't land there, so he has to land on the other side of the wall to get into combat with this guy. So he has to roll 7 for his base to land completely on the other side of the wall and get into combat. So he rolls a 6, CPs it into another 6. So he actually fails that charge. So he's now stuck there with a whole bunch of flamers coming his way. So he's stuck there. Nurglings are doing their job. Plague Bearers are doing their job. They're still stuck in combat. The Nurglings finally died, sadly. The witch has fight first, so she's just murdering Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers are still alive, living. I think I spent 1 CP this turn to keep that primary for me to get a 5, because I don't have this, I don't have that, so I need some points for primary. So I spend that CP over here to have 2, 4, 6, 8 OPSEC on this point to keep that point and get some primary points. This vehicle moves up, which he, at the end of the game, says he didn't have to do that. I don't know why he basically fell back and moved this way. He doesn't have to be there. He wanted to try and screen out a little bit more, but he didn't have to screen out this way because I already had like guys here that were putting more shit into contagion. These guys fell back. Still have bikes back there. This guy's still behind the wall back there. So he still has a lot of shit left. A lot of stuff. But this is our turn 2. So I have my Lord of Virulence, which has the Beckoning Blight coming down with all the demons. Let's see what we could do. So our turn 2, we bring down, these guys are rapid on this side of the table, but I'll explain why. So turn 2, I guess I didn't take a lot of, I apologize guys. I didn't take a lot of pictures of this game because this game was so close and it kept going back and forth, and it was a very, very good game. So let me explain what happened. Roddy came down. So Lord of Virulence moved up. Rodicus came down right about here. He wants to charge, I think, onto the point over here. Yeah, so I have to figure out how do I kill. I think I moved up the heavy blight launcher this way, heavy blight launcher this way. So I have both shots into this unit right here. These guys scooch up this way to get the flamers into this thing. They didn't Overwatch. They were just there. I think I brought them down there just so I can threaten next turn to move up and flamer and kill everybody. But yeah, so he moves up. Roddy comes down here. I have an extra flamer going into this guy or those guys, so I can go either way. So this or that. The Plague Bearers come down up this way, so I can threaten. Okay, so Plague Bearers didn't come in yet. I kept the Plague Bearers off, and all I brought in was Rodicus this turn. And I brought out, that was it. So I only brought in Rodicus this turn. So these guys moved up, and when they moved up, their whole goal was to kind of like move up, flamer the one character in this dude. So they're going to move up, flamer, charge, right? Get into combat over here, pile in, kill the witch finally, or charge this thing over here. So move up, get in combat with both these guys, flamer these guys, bring in Rodicus, flamer these guys. Rodicus comes down. These guys die to Rodicus's flamer and the 2 heavy blight launchers. The witches die to the guys inside the rhino. All of this is kind of like nothing. I can't do anything about this on this side. I gave up on this side. And I think the left side. So then Roddy comes down and charges into this thing. So Roddy comes down here, helps with the charge this way. So Roddy comes down. I charge into these guys with Rodicus because these guys are dead. So charge in this way with Rodicus. Rodicus does his overhead smash, leaves all but one. So one guy lived up here. Nurgling's gotten into combat as well to try and help out with the -1 to hit. This guy lived. So after all the flamers and stuff going into him, he lives. So then he comes into the fight and starts like charging into Roddy and trying to kill Roddy. The 10-man gargoyles, they rapided, I think, up here. So when they rapided up there, I couldn't shoot him. So next turn, he was going to move up and charge into Rodicus to try and one-shot Rodicus with all of the lethal and all the attacks. So when he was going into Rodicus, I rapided behind this wall over here, so that way if he makes his charge, he was like right here. So all 10 of them were right here. If he rolls high enough, he's got to charge into Rodicus, land on this side of Rodicus, and then I can countercharge. So I stayed as close as I could to Rodicus, outside 9 inches of him, and he rolls like a 7 or something. So he tries to put all of his guys that he can into base to base with Rodicus, and he still has these 2 or 3 guys that were back here. So we measured it out super carefully, and he could get one of his guys into base to base with Rodicus, which then allowed me to be within 6 for the countercharge with these guys to countercharge and only get like maybe 4 hits into me, which wouldn't kill the whole squad, but then I could just sweep and kill the entire squad back. I failed my charge. So, oh, that was so bad. So I rapided to get the counter charge off and then failed the 6-inch charge. I think I rolled a 5. So now we're both failing charges, like 5, 6, 7-inch charges. We're both failing charges. So these guys are stuck there. Didn't get that off. Rodicus gets down to 5 wounds after the huge charge there and the character charging in. These guys are still pretty much alive. Like, they didn't really take a lot. The character, I think, finally died. That vehicle died because I charged it with these guys. We're now in combat with this one big monster, the character, a couple of the Green Goblin guys, and that is it. So I swept, killed all but one. So after the sweep, I had like 14 attacks with the sweep, 2 damage because I pick you and it's +1 damage. So I sweep, I wound him 11 times. He makes, I guess, all but 1 or something. So 1 guy lives, which kind of screwed me a little bit because that was his turn. So if that guy would have died, I would have been able to move up Rodicus and go do something with him. But instead, Rodicus is stuck in combat. I can't really do anything. He's got 6 wounds left, or 7 wounds left on his base. These guys are still there. This is the Death Shroud. So Death Shroud moved up, and they charged and just basically cleared the rest of this chaff over here. These guys fell back this way. There's one monster left over here, but he doesn't have a lot left on this side of the table. So these guys moved up and flamered the last cannon guys that were back here. So they moved up on this side of the wall, flamered the last 5 guys over there. Since the Lord of Virulence is still alive, I'm able to deep strike 12, which is turn 3. I brought in my Plague Bearers finally. So he had 1 5-man last cannon guys back here, 1 5-man last cannon guys over here. My goal is to kill both of them this turn. So I move up, flamer them all, killed them, charged this monster thing, brought in the Plague Bearer 6 inches away from these guys, and I wanted to just tie up everything. So he's got 3-man bike unit back here, and these guys, they came out down 6. I have a 5-inch charge because +1 charge out of the deep strike. Come down, charge, tie them both up, kill a couple of them, like nothing crazy. The one vehicle's behind the wall here. I brought out my Plaguecaster to tie the center up. The other Plaguecaster's still in the Rhino. The 2 heavy blight launchers are still alive, which is good. Them being late game is clutch. He's got his uppy downy guys in the back corner here. I brought in my drone over here because he was in reserves. Brought in my drone over here to try and make that 9-inch charge. Failed it, couldn't do anything. He gets that final 5 score on turn 3 over here. And then these guys again keep getting out, killing, getting back in the transport. So they're doing their job. It has a Vect, which is really good. But yeah, that was my turn 3. So really good turn 3 on my part. Killed a ton and tied up all of his chaff. So turn 4, I think I made that charge into the vehicle. So the vehicle's tied up, but the guys get out of the vehicle. These guys, I think, fall back, or no, they're dead. Sorry, they're dead. That was from the Plague Bears. and this is going into turn 4. So Rodicus died. I still have my Death Shroud unit with the dudes here. They're running to the center because I have bottom turn 5, so I have to basically run to the center to try and get the center points on turn 5. On his turn 4, he had 0 for primary because it's only these 2 objectives because this one went away. So the one that he had all game went away, so it's only these 2, and I have enough OBSEC on the point that he can't get to it or steal it from me, because the only bikes, they're tied up in combat. The other guys died in melee. All he has left is these 2 last cannon guys, 1 or 2 bikes, the Harley Quinn dude, the Vect chick in the transport, the uppy downy guys, and that's it. We still have 2 heavy blight launchers, a Death Shroud with the Lord of Contagion, Death Shroud with the Lord of Virulence, a Rhino, Plague Bearers, and then the 6-man Nurgling unit. It looks like I did bring them back and save them till turn 4. So again, 12 inches, came down outside 6, makes the charge in, tie up the last unit that he has on the table with the Nurglings and the Plague Bearers. So I tie them up. Solitaire is tied up. This thing is kind of like off killing everything now, and that was his turn 4. Our turn 5, we start running. Shit. So our turn 5, we start running. This is kind of where. Okay, I guess Rodicus didn't die. He's just over there, I think, because we cleaned up the board. Okay, so what had happened on turn 5, guys? This is what almost won him the game. It was so close. So going into turn 5, he had 0 on primary. So being 0 on primary, and then his secondaries were kind of shit. He had Area Denial and a Tempting Target. So the only target that I could tempt was this one right here, and I have enough of my guys in the center for him to have to kill everything. So Rodicus was right here. That's why there's a wound right there. So Rodicus was like somewhere around here. He had to move up and charge, and when he charged that unit right here, it was the 5 witches and the character. I charged, and then I had to pile in to get onto the point, because if the character doesn't die, right, I'm off the point, which then he would have had Area Denial and Tempting Target. So he would have had a 10-point play right there. But instead, Rodicus did kill the Vect character to the wound. Like, it literally came down to 1 rerollable 4-up invuln save. Rerolls it, fails it again, and then she dies. So it literally came down to the last wound of that Vect character for me to kill it with Rodicus, and then Rodicus pile onto the objective to stop Area Denial and stop Tempting Target. So that was huge. That was insane. They came down literally the last turn. So on my turn 5, we basically had enough to kind of like move up, clear off everything, get primary 15, and then we had established locus, which we did with the big drone back here. So we kind of just scooted up, established locus in the opponent's deployment zone, and then marked for death. He only had like 3 units left on the table, so we killed all 3 of them. So end of the game. This was the final score. Again, such an awesome dude, such a great opponent. But look at this primary. So we kept him to a 5. He had the right objective on turn 2, and then had the right objective again on turn 3. But we kept tying up the center and the left objective. And then on turn 4, he didn't have anything on the left side alive to steal it. And then on turn 5, you have to be on the center on turn 5 to get it, which he didn't get. So 10 out of 50 on primary, but his secondary is pretty good. 30 out of 40 for the secondary. Couldn't get anything on turn 5. Like, if he would have got turn 5, he would have had 40 on 40 for secondary points, which would have been insane. And then for us, we had 33 out of 50, which is actually pretty good for this mission. We held one objective, and then the last objective, which was 15. And then 31 out of 40 for secondaries. We had 4, 7, 2, which is Area Denial on turn 3, and then Assassinate. I couldn't get Assassinate. And then 9, and then 9. So pretty good end of the game scores. We had, it basically turned on turn 3. Turn 3 was like the changing moment. It would have affected it a little bit if he makes this charge over here. Like, he would have cleared off this. That would have stopped my primary for a turn. Would have cleared off this. he would have had all these guys on the point. It would have been harder to kill him. I probably wouldn't have been able to move up and flamer them because he would have charged in, piled on the other side of the wall, couldn't flamer him. That would have sucked. So that would have been a huge game-changing thing. And then these guys making the counter charge would have been a huge game-changing thing, because then all these guys would have died. They would have already been closer to the center, so they could have like moved up and charged these guys faster, moved up, charged this guy faster. So it basically just came down to the charge dice rolls right here. So this was huge. Me rolling high on turn 1 right here was huge. So this was kind of like game-changing. If I don't make that, he just moves forward and kills most of the shit to shooting. And then over here, if I maybe didn't deploy the beast in range of a melt-a-gun, that probably would have been different. Maybe if, see, like I don't know how to deploy. You can't deploy on this fucking map. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Yes, I literally don't know where the hell to deploy the beast. Maybe go left. Yeah, guys, this is such shit terrain and layout. Like it was literally the worst game all week. So hopefully you guys never ever have to see that. But if you guys like this type of battle report, let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. These hats, and I think we have almost every army on the website now. Check them out. They're sick. That's in the website below. We have sponsored by FLG now, so if you guys want to check out some gaming mats, the table I just bought from them, it's the 44x60 gaming table. That's in the description below. If you guys don't have that table, it folds up sideways. Store it like a folding table, so literally super easy, and it's so stable. Like all 4 legs fold out, and then it's got a metal bar that connects 2 of the legs together. I could literally lay on it. Like that's how stable this table is. So check that out. I think it's worth it, guys. That table's legit. But yeah, click on the links below. What's coming up is day 4, the last day. Don't know what that is. Oh, literally playing in the socks. Folger lost 19 points to Liam, who came in second. I was like asking people what the hell happened there. It's just an Eldar on Eldar knife fight, so that was insane. Last day we are playing another super fun guy. This guy was fucking, we loved this game, dude. We hugged it out at the end of this game. This opponent was super fun, so fun. And he gave me one of his objective markers. So day 4 we're going into Votan again, and then finishing it off with Chaos Knights, who is also another super fun player. Kind of crazy shit happened on the last game, which we'll get into, but let me know in the description, again, guys, below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel, and check out the merch, check out the Patreon page if you guys want some coaching from Dirtbag Nation. Yeah, a lot of shit coming up. So guys, appreciate it, good luck, and we'll see you on day 4. All right, guys, like I said, thanks for sticking towards the end. This is all of the merch. We have some options too. You guys can message me one-on-one on Discord if you guys are interested in any of these. We have some proxies that you guys have access to play in the game. We have the Cypher, which is badass. We have the Tech Priest, which usually has Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian. We have the Phobos Lieutenant with combi weapon. We have the Caldus Assassin, which is one of the best prints we have. The old school Kodias, and now the new Lord of Contagion. You can't get this model anywhere unless you buy some really expensive thing, but the Lord of Contagion, awesome print. That is up for sale as well. The poker chips are great for sticky objectives. Those are coming in packs of 5. And then any of these stickers, usually we throw those in for really high orders, but if you guys want some stickers, you guys can get those as well. Now these widgets, they use them every single game. It's the 6-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch widgets. We are having a special on those. They're only $10. We do have upgraded ones as well with the black 40K Dirtbags logo. So if you guys are interested in any of those, message me. And then lastly, we just updated Rexar Laser's website. They do have laser lines. These are so rare in our community, it's crazy. And the ones that FLG have, they just die so fast. These are so strong, you can see them from across the room. They're insane, but Rexar Lasers are doing the Dirtbags logo on them because they are awesome sponsors of the channel. So head over to them in the description below. And they also have terrain pieces as well, which is if you use the code word Dirtbags in the checkout, you get free shipping on anything over $50. And now my favorite part of it is the merch store that we had set up for about a year now. It's doing very well. I love seeing these at tournaments. I love when you guys come up to me and you have the Dirtbag merch on. This is always updating. So if you guys don't have something, message me. We can always put a new logo up of something that you guys want to purchase. But we just upgraded a couple of the new Chaos stuff on here. But check out, like, they just look so cool. The red, white, and blue logos, they're on hats, they're on shirts. We have a bunch of different options and armies for you guys. You have the little Nurgling logo, which is sick. There's mugs, coffee mugs, which you can fit your whole hand in there, which is super clutch, and a bunch of the 40K Dirtbag logos as well. But like I said, if any stuff you want on here, message me. But this stuff is in the description below in all my videos. This is how you support us and rep the Dirtbags at your local tournaments. What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40K. Right now, we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setup that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. If we really want to get a bigger studio going, that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.